Hello, I'm Debra Darvic, author of We Are Jewish Faces, and I'm thrilled this morning to be interviewing Lisa Rose, who has just authored The Singer and the Scientist. Could you describe the book in one sentence?
The book is about when Marian Anderson went to sing in Princeton, New Jersey. Albert Einstein was in the audience and listened to her. And after the concert, she was denied a room because she was African American. And Albert Einstein said, "You can come and stay with me." And they started a beautiful friendship that lasted until he passed away.
That's incredible. Did you hear of this story first? Is that what prompted you to write it? How did you hear about this?
Well, I love those little golden nuggets in history that not everybody knows about. And I was really attracted to this story because I mostly, for most of my teaching career, have been working in urban schools. So, and I always felt that the Jewish community and the African American community have more similarities than differences. And I love this story because it just depicted such a sense of allyship and friendship and understanding each other's pain.
Terrific. Many authors have quirks or routines they go through. Do you have anything that helps you get into the writing mode?
I'm busy, so I have to work on demand. I don't always get a choice, but I do prefer to write my ideas first, longhand. I'm old now, so I prefer to get it longhand and just get the ideas flowing first and then go to the keyboard. But for my personal sanity, is swimming. So oftentimes I will solve writing problems in the water.
So with this book, was there anything that stopped you in the middle, a writer's block? Was there a problem with it moving forward at any point? How to show the relationship?
Well, there wasn't necessarily a problem in the writing. There was a problem in the publishing. This story, the way it is told, it is told differently in her autobiography. And it shows that she depicted it that it was prearranged that she would stay at Albert Einstein's house. I included that in my research when submitting to a major publisher with my agent. And even though I had tons of other information validating my story, they were very hesitant because it was her autobiography. So they passed on that manuscript. And I submitted it to Carbon later, many years later. But in between, what I did is I used all my years of watching Law and Order, and I proved my case, and I got my version of the story, which is the truth version, and had tons of other research to back it up, validated by her estate, because her autobiography was written pre-civil rights. And this is a very embarrassing incident to her. So it made sense that she did not want to advertise this event in her autobiography. So it wasn't, this story might not have ever happened. and Carbon was willing to take a chance on that, and trusted my research. And then I felt very validated at the end, because PBS American Masters, when they talked about Marian Anderson for her birthday and they talked about that incident, they used the pages from my book. So I felt like, ta-da!
That's terrific.
So this was so much prestige would not, obviously do that. So this is like, everybody always asks me, and I'm sure you as well, like, how many books have you written? And I said, well, written and published are very different.
Yes. Right. Always.
Yeah.
What's underneath? That's all the foundation that comes from what you see on top.
Exactly. So here, this book wound up being a National Jewish Book finalist, all of these other awards. I'm very, very grateful for them. But publishers turned it down because right now in publishing, people are very scared of some backlash.
Yeah.
And I was honest with my research.
So what made you start to be a writer?
I always wanted to write. And then my mother said, do something that makes money. So I became a teacher, and I became very, very rich. and I actually started out more as a playwright, and that's what I studied in college as well. And then after teaching first grade for so many years, I decided that I could write my own. I said, this book is terrible. I can't read this. So, and it's actually, picture books are the hardest to write. They think it's the easiest because you understand, have so little words, but each word has a certain weight, and it has to earn its way into the manuscript. So it's very challenging.
Was there anything you would have wanted to include that you didn't for whatever reason?
I found out that Marian Anderson's grandfather was Jewish. He identified with the Jewish faith. And so I thought that was really interesting. And also Marian Anderson, she calls herself an accidental activist. So she really she just wanted to sing. She didn't want to make a statement. She didn't want to do anything. She just wanted to sing. And she realized over time that she couldn't not address the racism that was happening. And I kind of feel that sometimes things choose you. And when we see something that is unjust, that we must not stay quiet, and that we have to speak up. And whether it is in your character to do that or not, it is really, this is what the kind of the universe chose for you. And you have to accept it and step up and use it, because if you don't, things are going to go on badly, forever. So she really wasn't very, I wanted to say that in the book, because sometimes kids are afraid to speak up when things are wrong.
That's a wonderful point to bring up for kids and adults. This has been delightful. Thank you so much, Lisa. I look forward to reading the book to my granddaughters.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. My pleasure.